SwoleBenji here. Today I'm going to show you what it's like to gather with 300 Constitution, and what that does is it lets you instantly chop down trees. We are also going to be mining some iron, but also we have all logging luck on our gear, and on our amulet we have logging luck food, and we have a proficiency booster. But before we get into today's video, there is some drama with another channel that I do need to discuss with you guys. So I'm going to quickly do that. We're going to keep the juicy drama bits here right at the start. I'm not going to name the channel, but the channel has nearly 500,000 subscribers, and they've been saying a lot of things that aren't true about me, the company I'm in, which is the Enclave. So I'm going to address that right now. First off, they claim that the Enclave did this horrible thing back in the World of Warcraft days, and that is simply not true. Now, what the actual truth about that story is that on Grobulus, which I did not play on Grobulus at all, what happened was 4chaners, that was their home server, and they did not like the Enclave because the Enclave is very powerful in game, and they like to, you know, do things in games that like corpse camp and kill lobies and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So what they did was they did a cancel campaign is what they called it, where they used a private server to frame the player named Horrigan on that server, which he's gone, he's not even in the guild anymore, and they used a private server to make a screenshot, and then they blasted people on Twitter until they got a hook, which they obviously did because there was a lot of them and there was a lot of planning into it. But essentially, I just want to show you real quick just how easy it is to fake that, okay? So I'm going to go to display capture, and this is something that just to show you an example, okay? Let me find it here. Alright, so anyone can load up a private server on World of Warcraft, name their character, give them whatever gear they want, and make them say whatever they want. So here's an example right now. You can see, okay, that's up next. You can see here, Scarab Lord SFan TV, right? And here he is. Look what he has to say. SwoleBenji is the only rogue that can ever kill me on this server. All right. Clearly, SFan didn't actually say that. All right. It's incredibly easy to fake these kinds of things and then spread it around. You know, like, I don't really care. SFan can do his own thing. But the point is that did not actually happen. All right. The way that you've been told, the story that you've been told, and what Google says, and all that stuff, that's just sensationalist. That's just trying to, you know, get some easy clicks, get some drama going. Now the next thing too is about what? Cheating in wars using the frost, the ice gauntlets, and the fire staff. Okay, so here's the thing with that. In this YouTuber's own footage, which he used in 2 videos now, you can clearly see in the war at certain parts of the video, I'm in the war, and I actually fight this YouTuber with a great axe. I zone him out of the point, and then I get a call out to rotate to points, so I leave him alone because he's zoned out. He's not doing anything. But he is using an ice gauntlet in the video. All right. So furthermore, I just want to show you my in-game. Hold on. I don't want to enable PvP. Okay. So we're gonna go to achievements, and we're gonna go to wars. Okay. I have won three wars so far in this whole game, and I've been a part of 4. All right, and I can account for most of these. So here's the first one. There's a person standing next to me in the game. All right, so you can see here, this is my first ever war in the game. All right, I'm just gonna full screen this, and you can see there's Bearded Clyde. He's on the green team. I'm actually fighting on the green team as my first ever war. And then you can just kind of skip around at the video here. What am I using? A great axe, and it's a little grainy. Can I up the quality? Quality's maxed out, but it looks like a. What am I using there? It's hard to tell. Okay, a bow. I'm using a great axe and a bow, and you can see me just run around. This is just an unlisted video. This is not something that you can view on my channel. The point is, though, that's my first war. All right. Okay, now the second war. That one was actually against his team, who did use the exploit, and we didn't know what it was at the time. We did not win that one. I was also a great axe user. That was actually the footage that he showed on his channel. It was my second ever war, okay? My third war was a scrimmage against Purple, and we had no idea what was going on. We were just practice fighting so we could learn the wars, because we didn't play in the alpha. We didn't get to to do these kinds of things, right? So what happened was we smashed purple in, but we had the agreement that it's just a scrimmage and that we would not capture their territory. So I used a bow and a musket in that match, or a great axe, I forget, but one of the two. But like, look at my weapon mastery. I'm not even fit for wars. I have level 7 ice gauntlet, level 7 fire staff. I have no intelligence gear in my bank. I have never used this other than on boars occasionally. Like, I'm not even spec'd properly for a war in this. And yeah, I have the ice storm, which is what causes the lag bug, but I didn't use it in any wars ever. So the claim that I am, you know, lagging out servers and using a cheat or an exploit is completely false, and it's just to stir up drama. And then finally, here's one more video from a war. I'm using a bow and a musket, and this is on defense, okay? The whole time, I'm shooting people, and this is just a 1-minute clip, okay? And I'm using the cannon on people, okay? And that's pretty much it, all right? So any claims that I'm cheating or lagging servers is just bollocks, all right? Furthermore, let's talk more about the streamer in general. So we're just gonna do this right here. So these guys have had a beef with me before the game even launched, okay? You know, I took a tour through their Discord, which is funny enough because they had my actual SwoleBenji account banned on there before I've ever entered it. But essentially, these guys have had beef with me, hating on me long before the game launched. Okay, so I just want to note a few things here. Not only are they paranoid every time they see me in game, but they think I have this massive ego. I'm just an ex-retail employee. I worked retail for 13 years, for those that don't know. And now I do YouTube, and I live off my savings because YouTube does not pay a livable wage. Maybe at 100,000 it will. Maybe, okay? But, you know, I'm a respecter of freedom of speech, so I don't really care what goes on in your Discord, but I just thought, you know, people think that I'm a bad guy, but why don't we talk about them for just a sec here? So I searched some interesting terms in their Discord, all right? So small word here, starts with F, 115 results. The longer version of the same word, 97. Here's a similar thing, search, starts with TR, 127 results, and then a small word that starts with J, 813 results. All right, so you're calling me a bad guy, but look at your community, dude. And speaking of your community, let's look at the stats, okay? You have 10 times the subscribers as me, but you only have 2.4 thousand members? Bro, I've had like 4 or 5 different Discords now because sometimes the owners go AWOL or they just nuke the server or, you know, someone bombs it or whatever. But I have, like, I'm 1/10 your size and I have 2,000 members. So that's a little sus, bro. But yeah, like here, this one right here that I'm circling on the screen now. This is an admin of the server, okay? And they even say that a few lefty posts will not save their server when someone types this word into the search, which I'm not going to tell you what the word is. And chances are they're going to wipe this out, and also people could just claim that this is fake because literally anyone can make a Discord account and then say something on a Discord server, screenshot it, and say, oh, this is like, I can go make an account right now on Discord, name it PewDiePie, and then say some stuff and be like, oh, you can't, can't believe what this person said. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. Like, it's just a YouTuber punching down. I don't understand why. I don't really get the point of it. But essentially, that's what this whole drama thing is about, and that's why my channel's getting downvote brigaded, and it's just silly. And I don't want any hate on the guy. I'm a respecter of freedom of speech, okay? And his videos are all right. He's got some good talking points on a lot of his videos, and I think they're okay. But the whole reason this started, for those that don't know, okay, I'm on the yellow team on the map. He's on the green team. They used to own Weaver's Fen, and also they owned a ton of houses in Weaver's Fen. But we took it, and he's saying that my guild deceived him or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not part of that. I don't know anything about that, but he's dragging me into it for just because I'm in the guild. Whatever. You know what? That's fine. If you got deceived, dude, like, that's... It's a video game. Who gives a who cares? All right, but the thing also is that afterwards, the taxes were raised a huge amount. They're actually as high as the game will allow. And as is in war and as is in video games, letting the server know that green team actually raised the taxes and that we can't unraise it because it's bugged. Well, that's just part of war. You know, that's just war propaganda for you. And yeah, I get that you don't like it, but don't take it out of the game. Don't take this fight out of the game, okay? I don't want to see freaking SWAT teams roll up to, you know, my family members' houses and stuff, which they don't own houses. They all live in apartments or trailer parks, but you get the point, right? I don't need them getting swatted down by your rabid fan base. And speaking of your fan base, a lot of your fan base has already tried doxing several people in my family, my guild leader included, which is not in my family, but still, like, this has gone out of control, dude. Call off your minions. I don't have, my minions they don't do that. We only troll in video games. We do not troll in real life. So you need to cut that crap out, okay, man? Just like, I get it. You don't like the game. You don't like me. You didn't like me before the game even launched. You don't like the guild I'm in. That's fine. You're free to hate those things, but do not swat my family, okay? I don't need my friends swatted either. Like, cut that crap out. Keep it out of the game. And let's get started with the video here. So I'm going to go ahead and drink this strong proficiency booster and use the boiled cabbage. And then let's go ahead and start our gathering, okay? That was actually a lot longer than expected, but I just wanted to address all that stuff. Look, I get it. He lost his territory, and all of his in-game guildies are getting max taxed. Well, it's okay, because we're just gonna give it back, dude. We're just gonna stand down, let you have it. You know, we're done with this stupid drama, and I'm gonna teach my viewers now how to gather using the 300 Constitution or Strength perk. Okay, so let's start the video. 25% chance to chop down a tree in a single swing. Okay. Now, if I activate chopping on it, am I stuck? If I activate chopping on a tree, and it does not automatically fall over, it will not activate until I stop chopping and then reactivate the animation. So what you do, you press E and then you hold the strafe key, and then when your character stops or lets go, then you redo it. It's actually easier to show you on a tree that takes longer to chop down. So I'm gonna find an aged tree while I hunt for iron as well. So we are hunting iron, and we are also hunting aged trees. Like, here's an aged tree. So let's go ahead and just see how long this takes to chop down. I have orichalcum tools. So it looks like 5 hits, right? Okay, these are all young trees. So they take 3 hits. So what you want to do is activate your chopping, hold strafe. When you stop chopping, reactivate your chopping. And you want to continue to do that until you one-shot the tree. Just kind of like that one did. And it's actually a little bit faster. See, I killed that one in 2 chops instead of 3. But sometimes, like, this is a 2-chop tree anyway. This is a 3-chop. You get the point, right? So essentially what you want to do... I didn't even cancel that correctly. What you want to do is just hold a strafe key, constantly cancel your animation, and restart it. And what that will do is allow you to give another coin flip, essentially. It's not really a coin flip because it's 25%. But another chance at rolling so that you will one-shot the tree. So holding strafe, pressing E, holding strafe. In that case, after the second hit, it doesn't matter on the baby ones. Is this area going to be infested? And yeah, I switched off of bow and musket. If you've seen yesterday's video, you'll understand why. But we're just going to run to the next iron node, which hopefully spawns even though there's a corruption nearby. There's actually one up here sometimes too. I don't think it's going to spawn in though. Also, for those that don't know, if you hold block right after casting Berserk, you can animation cancel it so you can get a little bit more out of it and not have to, you know, watch your character roar and raise his chest up in the sky, or you know what I mean. Yikes. Addressing the drama really took it out of me. Look, the guy has similar ideologies as me, and I don't want anyone fighting. You know, I'd rather make peace, and not just because he's near 500,000 subscribers and I'm only 50,000, but I have been through this rodeo so many times in so many different communities, and it always ends bad for both people. They just become these lifelong enemies, and all they do is troll each other at conventions. They just have their minions seek out and destroy the other people's minions. Like, I'm part of a British streamer. He streams, you know, like, he used to stream, like, trolling Second Life and stuff, right? And he pissed some people off, okay? And who do those people go after? They go after not only him, but all of his fans, too. So just me being in his Discord puts me at huge risk for his haters to come after me. And they have before in the past. Like, being swatted, it's not cool, it's not fun, it's not funny, it's not Le Epic Troll. Okay, Le Epic Troll is taking someone's territory in a video game and then maxing out the taxes. That's pretty funny. Also, this streamer did try to point out that the Enclave did bomb a funeral in a video game, and that's funny because that's in-game. That's not out-game. That's not being doxxed and harassed and having people, like, try to post, like, your address and stuff in a Discord, trying to get you to mail them crap, okay? It's none of that stuff. It's literally just PvPing in a PvP game, but your clan decided to have a meeting for a fallen guild member or something, okay? Like you can't expect people not to do that. You remember that World of Warcraft funeral that got bombed? It's like the same thing, okay? It's literally just PvP in a PvP game, right? You can't hate people for playing the game that way. That it's all in-game stuff. It's not meant as anything like real life rude or disrespectful. It's just, remember when video games before like MySpace and Zynga? Remember back then when they played a video game, they weren't their real life persons in the game. They were their personas. Like back in the early days, you played as like Trogdor the Destroyer or something, you know. You weren't Billy Joel, you know, that works at Target, okay? And that's not my real name, of course it isn't. I think that's a singer or something. I'm not really sure. But check out these one-shots on these trees. Isn't it fun? Isn't it? It just feels so good when you one-shot a tree, rather than sitting here and having to hack away at it. Look at that. Just you hit the tree once, you get 36 green wood. Sadly, the market is in complete free fall, so this wood isn't really worth all that much. But we're just gonna run back and forth and get some iron and get some trees, and that's gonna be pretty much the video. And like I said, you know, this video isn't meant to be the whole drama thing, and I don't like addressing the drama because it's literally just false flags just being thrown out for whatever reason. I don't even know why I'm even brought up in those videos at all. Like it's not me that declared war on the territory, and to be honest, if I was, like, say I was the guild leader, I would do the same thing. I would max out those taxes and let the town rot, you know? Because it's funny and it's memorable, okay? When I play a video game, I want to remember it 10 years from now. I want to remember all the funny epic moments. Okay, so I played Albion, what, 3 years? And what do I remember from Albion? I remember blowing up yellow zones, kind of. People getting mad that I'm corpse camping them in dungeons. I will always remember that. But, you know, like, Corrupted Dungeon 468, no, I'm not going to remember that. I don't care. Like, that's immediately forgettable. Chopping these trees down, immediately forgettable. Jeez. And, you know, I just like to record gathering videos sometimes because, like, things do change in the game. For all I know, they could nerf the one-shot mechanic or completely alter it. And this just kind of works as, like, I don't know, like an archive of what the game once was. Like, imagine this game 3 to 5 years from now. What if tree chopping is completely different? What if there's, like, sweet spotting? What if there's, like, left click whenever the axe connects to the tree to do a critical hit or something? So having footage like this and just talking to you guys, because my YouTube channel, I know a lot of people, there's a lot of new people here too. What they don't realize is that I make the videos as a scrapbook for myself. Like, that's what my channel has always been. I have always and forever will just make videos for myself. I don't make them. Some people think that I'm making it to clickbait or I'm doing it for SEO reasons, and that's not the case, okay? The reason that I make any video is so it's something that I want to remember or show off to my future self. Ooh, we got Whisperwood. We get about one of those every 20 minutes, by the way, so far. There's some iron over there. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Like, my first ever big hit video on the channel was a grinding guide for World of Warcraft. I had done all this research and saved all this info into text documents and a little folder on my computer. And I decided that someday if my computer gets nuked, or I just get a new computer 10 years down the line and there's like another World of Warcraft, or if I ever get the hankering to play it again, I want to have this info. So what I did was I just made a cheesy little meme video with all the info in it, and it happened to get like 700,000 views and be shown off by literally every Twitch streamer ever who ragged on it, which is funny enough. They didn't like the whole grind to 60 idea, or grind to 40, I think it was grind to 40 idea. And yeah, so that was like the big breakout vid on the channel. And pretty much everything else before that was all just for me for memory things, because I don't know. Maybe I'll share more about that kind of stuff, like on a 50,000 subscriber special video. I don't want to get too personal with it, but essentially, I wasn't really planning on being alive shortly after. Oh, my axe broke. Shortly after Final Fantasy Remake came out, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was kind of like, well, this is pretty much where I'm going to run out of money because I'm not going back to work. I'm not going back to retail. The thing with retail is, for those that don't know, no matter how hard you work, no matter how high ranked you get in retail, no matter if you're the #1 manager, if you aren't completely apathetic to other people, you will never make it. And what I mean by that is, if there is a shoplifter stealing thousands of dollars of merchandise, you're not even allowed to look at them anymore. You're not allowed to talk to them or stop them or even get their license plate to report to the police. Because if you do, that violates your contract with the company and you'll be immediately terminated. Like, there's a story of this guy. He worked for, what is it, Home Depot, which is like a home improvement store, for 30 years. This guy spent 30 years working full-time for this company, and there was a shoplifter. And so what this guy did was, he was like sweeping the floors, right? And he saw the shoplifter. So he threw a broom handle in front of the shoplifter as he ran out the door. Okay, the shoplifter did not trip on the broom handle. The shoplifter just kind of ran over the broom handle. Nothing happened to the shoplifter. He was not hurt. Nothing happened. But this guy that spent 30 years of his life, full-time, mind you, working for bottom dollar for this company, was immediately fired. He was fired within the next, like, 2 or 3 days. You know, like, imagine that. You sell your soul. You give your entire life's being to a company, you know, and you get paid. You don't get paid much, but it's just a basic job. You know, you can eat some very basic food maybe once a week. You can pay your bills, maybe, depending on your lifestyle. You definitely can't raise a family on that kind of money. Why can't I chop this tree? It will not let me chop that tree. And you pretty much get, you wake up every morning to go to this job. You show up on time. You work every holiday. You know, you do everything boss man tells you to. Only to be fired because you threw a broom handle in front of a shoplifter as he was escaping with merchandise that wasn't his and wasn't paid for. Okay, so that's not the society that I want to live in. That's not the kind of, you know, workplace thing that I want to believe in. I am not an apathetic person, okay? You want to know what? You want to know how society is apathetic these days? Get this. There's a video that I saw of this person had set themselves on fire in front of a very high foot traffic area. So it's like a shopping center, people walking around to go into shops, you know. This person, for whatever reason, had set themselves on fire. And you know what the people around them did, or her? I don't know what gender the person was, but essentially this person was on fire, dying from the fire as someone would when they're ignited. And everyone else around was just playing on their phones, just walking around like it's just a regular, normal, everyday. Like it was just a regular day in this town, you know, just, oh, this person's on fire, whatever, not my problem, lol. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing my little cell phone video game. Now, I don't know about you, but I was never raised that way, okay? I have morals and I have value of human life. So, the fact that no one ran into one of these local businesses and pulled a fire extinguisher and actually did anything about this is just, it's inhumane, it's monstrous. Like, people have become literal zombies in today's society. I mean, there's a story right now, I don't want to get too much into it, this cycling around websites, that there was a woman on a subway who, a man did a thing to her. I'm not going to say what he did. And what did people do? They just pulled out their phones and started recording it. They didn't try to help the woman. They didn't try to stop the man. They didn't even call the police. They just sat there and recorded it on their phones, okay? And this woman screamed for help. She screamed for her life. And no one did anything. And it's not like this guy was like some huge dude or was armed. He's just some scrawny, you know, person that anyone could have gotten, you know, made him stop doing what he was doing. And like the police now, like they're calling to have the people recording it arrested because, like, look, I get it, like you're not accountable to help other people. I understand that, you know, it's not your problem. You don't want to put yourself in danger. And there's all sorts of things could go wrong in that situation. But there were a lot of able-bodied people that could have done something. And think about it. Let's say that you're in need of help. Let's just say hypothetically you are 120 pounds and you're hanging off the side of a cliff and there's a guy nearby that's a professional rock climber who's very strong and can like lift, like let's just say he can deadlift 1,000 pounds, okay? I mean, yeah, let's just give him Olympic, you know, weightlifting strength, right? This guy. And you're hanging off the side of a cliff, and you're like, "Help me, help me! I can't pull myself up. I've slipped on this cliff." And let's just say that this guy, this really strong guy that's nearby, is also hooked up, where you can't like throw him off the cliff. He is secured via a rope. And let's just say this guy just looks at you and he's like, "Not my problem," and he just plays on a cell phone and ignores you. Is that you? Do you lack the morals to be that kind of person? Because that's what I feel like society has become. I feel like society just does not care. And yes, there's so many arguments to the shoplifter thing. Like I'm gonna go ahead and debunk a lot of them right now because we've got like 6 minutes left or 11 minutes. And that is, the first one is, everything at the store is insured. You shouldn't stop or even bother with a shoplifter because everything they steal is insured and the store will get their money back. Okay, so first off, the company I work for is a multi-billion-dollar company, so yes, they do have the money. However, you have a limited budget of what's called shrink. Shrink is store or monetary loss. It's product or money loss. So if things go out of date, if you know someone decides to hold up your cashiers and steal their money, stuff like that, right? Or you know, just any kind of theft in general. And you have a budget every month that you can't go over. And when you go over this budget, you have to find other ways to make up for those losses. So let's say having one shoplifter steal thousands of dollars worth of items, you know, just in one trip. And these people do multiple trips a day, okay? Now, what you have to do as the manager, I'm going to chop this tree and then get that iron ore. What you have to do as the manager is you have to make up for that budget by cutting your employee hours. And if for those that have never worked in retail, and you may not realize this, but retail employees, they're not the best at managing their money, okay? A lot of these people, you're usually middle-aged, older women. Some of them, you know, college kids, whatever. Mostly the middle-aged, older women, they live paycheck to paycheck. They can barely feed their families, take care of their kids, or in any of that stuff. So when they get their hours cut, it's devastating to them. But not only that, let's say you don't care about your employees because, like, maybe you're one of those weird coworkers that doesn't, like, have a work family, that you don't care about your coworkers for whatever reason. You're just a crazy lunatic, right? Let's say you're one of those, and it's, like, not my problem, right? As the manager... Oops, I didn't mean to drink a potion there. As the manager, guess who has to cashier when you don't have the hours to schedule cashiers? You do. Okay, and as the manager, you have to be on conference calls, you have to deal with all sorts of other things that pop up throughout the day, you have to be on constant freaking calls from corporate, you have to do all this paperwork, ooh, another whisperwood, you have to do all this kind of work, and let's say shoplifters just clean your store out, okay, so now you have no it's Super Bowl Sunday, a very busy day, because people like to watch football and buy chips and pizzas and crap. And of course, you know, say it's Black Friday, say it's Christmas Eve, all right, Thanksgiving Eve, who cares, right? And you have one cashier, one self-checkout person, you don't have any service desk people. Guess who has to do all those jobs? You don't have any baggers. You ever see people in suits and ties, button-up shirts, going outside and getting shopping carts? Yeah, that's because that store gets shoplifted all the time. That's why you see it. You know why you have to wait 20 minutes at the grocery store for, you know, and there's no cashiers? Because someone shoplifted all the hours away, okay? That or people don't want to work in this day and age. But the point I'm making is that by letting these shoplifters go, it hurts a lot more than just the store. It hurts the people that work at the store. It hurts the people that shop at the stores. It hurts the managers, which I was a former retail manager, making them have to do more work. And what would I rather do? Be bold and get a shoplifter's license plate? Or just let them walk out the door, keep my job, and be just soul crushed because I have to do 10 million things at once? Like, there was one day I had no baggers, no cashiers, no frozen, no dairy, no produce. Guess who had to do all of that? So I had to sit at a service center desk on conference call with corporate while checking out customers at a service center desk, not at a check stand. And I also had to get carts in between that. So when there was no carts, I would have to, you know, this 30-man person line would have to wait. I would have to hope that I wasn't called on, like in a classroom during my conference call, you know, to report numbers or sales or anything. Get the carts, help the customers out, you know, like all at once, right? And I'm not, I don't get a bonus. I'm not paid like it's a salary job, right? Like you get paid monthly. So no matter how many hours you work at, no matter how much overtime there is, you have to do the job until it's done. So not only that, I basically did that till the store was closed, and then I had to stock all of dairy, which is completely empty and smashed up because people just slam milk jugs on the ground because they don't want to wait in a 40-person line. So they don't give a shit. They just slam the milk jugs on the ground and make a TikTok video out of it. All right, and they smash up the eggs because it's a ghetto town, and they do that when they're angry because they don't know any better. So I have to clean all that up because, oh, I can't afford any Jannies to clean it up because there's no hours because the shoplifter took them all. And then I have to stock all of, you know, produce and the overnight grocery because, you know, some guy called in or quit, or there was no hours, right? And then the store is back open again, and guess what? I still don't have the hours, so now I have to do all the opening cash office work, and then, you know, change out the price tag signs, and then, you know, it just goes on and on and on until, you know, luckily a few good people come in, or I just decide, screw the budget, I'm done with this crap, and call people in anyway, and most of the time when you call someone in, they don't come in. Okay, that's just retail for you. Until I can sleep under my desk for about 3 hours and do it all over again for 18 days straight. Okay, until the end of the month, and hopefully I don't get hit by another shoplifter, okay? So you tell me, oh, just let the shoplifter walk out, because that's not realistic. That's not a sane thing to do, okay? That's life. That's just how it is. So, so anytime I'm shopping anywhere as a civilian, as a regular normie person just out shopping, and I see shoplifters, I stop them. I will chase after them. I will slam them on the ground. I will get the merchandise back because those poor wages, like I once was, deserve it. They shouldn't have to go through the hell that I had to go through just so that these people that think that they can just, ooh, a whisperwood, that think they can just get away with this kind of crap, you know, is, that I am not an apathetic person. I will help someone in danger, in need, even if it puts myself in danger or even risks my own life, okay? I do not care. It is the right thing to do, and if I die doing the right thing, then I die a happy man, all right? And with all that said, we got 4 minutes left on our wood buff, and we're almost completely full of wood. We haven't really gathered much iron, because I've just been chopping trees while I talk and not really focusing. I normally gather way more iron than this, but anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video so far. I am being dislike brigaded by that YouTuber like I talked about earlier, so any like really helps out, you know, because I don't work anymore, and I would love to make YouTube my actual job. This is why I don't want to get involved with anybody, because it just ends up with both fan bases trying to fight each other and cancel each other, and it's just not good for any of us. You know, if I went to like a New World convention, I don't want his fans, you know, like trying to rip the microphone out of my hands while I'm, you know, asking the panel a question or something silly like that, or you know, calling me stuff that I'm not at these conventions. I don't want that, okay? You know, I just want to be able to live a normal life and maybe own a house one day, maybe get some investments. Like, I grew up in the complete and absolute ghetto. It would be an absolute dream to just be a normal person for once in my life. But every time, like, I'm just a gamer. I grew up, I played retail, or I worked in retail, and I play video games. I'm not some sort of crazy villain that these people make me out to be. I don't know where they get this idea. Yeah, in the video game, I might play as a villain sometimes, and that's fine. Okay, right now, this wood is worth less than the other wood, so we're just gonna throw about 45 of those out, because we're gonna get some more overweight from this iron vein. Guys, part of the reason you play a video game is so you can be the villain, you can be the bad guy. Alright, and everything that I do is in the game world, never outside of the game world. Okay, so, I don't know what else to say, guys. Just, you know, if you know who this other YouTuber is, just leave him alone. Don't bother with him. You know, maybe he'll get bored and go away. And if he doesn't, then, you know, that's like his issue. It's not really ours or mine. And like I said, I don't hate the dude. I agree with a lot of his talking points. I think he makes nice videos. Okay, I'm not just trying to be nice and suck up because he's a bigger channel, because honestly, I get just about as many viewers as him. But that's only because I make daily vids and he makes like a weekly vid. Anyway, the point is that retail sucks. Never work retail. I have no escape from retail other than YouTube, and people are like, why don't you just go to college? Why don't you just get a GED or whatever? And I've told this story many times on my channel, but my brain does not work like your brain does. I have spent thousands of dollars and over a year's worth of time going all in and giving all of my energy to learn algebra, and I can't do it. And without algebra, I can't get a GED. I can't qualify for anything at all. I can't go to college. I can't get a normie office job. I am literally stuck working retail and fast food, which I am not currently working. Like I said, I'm too non-apathetic to work these jobs because I will just be fired, okay? I was the top-ranked manager in my entire company, and all it took was one shoplifter stealing thousands of dollars. I just followed him outside and got his license plate, and the shoplifter knew the rules because he's like an organized crime expert, I guess, and he called corporate on me, and that was it. 13 years gone, perfect attendance, #1 ranked in all of my managerial duties. Every store I've ever worked in was the top store in the division. For those who don't know, a division is 10 districts, and a district is about 23 stores. All right, so you can imagine I was a pretty big deal. I was pretty popular. I talked to the CEO constantly. I was in lots of, like, I was even in a commercial for this company, okay? And I'll show you that one day, but not today. Maybe, like, once I have investments set down and stuff like that, and I'm secure with my life, where I'm, you know, not food insecure and stuff like that. But the point is, guys, is, yeah, like, I don't have any other way to escape poverty than YouTube. So I really don't want to fight anybody. I don't need this kind of crap. I'm not a bad guy, and I hate to waste 10 minutes of this video trying to defend myself with that kind of stuff. But so here's the haul for today. This is only like what, 25 minutes? Because yeah, it's like 25 minutes of gathering. 3,000 greenwood. We got 1,600 agewood and 1,000 iron ore. Not too bad. You know, if we go fiber gathering and we go leather gathering, then we'll be all good. And this guy's getting really close to me, so I'm just gonna wander off here in the bush so I can end the video. Anyway, guys, I am SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. I'm not a bad guy. Sometimes I play a bad guy in video games, but outside of the video game, I am not a bad guy. I'm just a regular retail Ouija employee, just the guy that, you know, bagged your groceries, checked you out at the store, eventually became a manager, and then, well, you know, that was a waste of time. Anyway, it really helps out if you like the video because I'm being downvote brigaded, and if you leave a comment. If you leave a like and a comment, it's an algorithm cheat code that a lot of YouTubers haven't figured out yet, and they haven't been telling their audience. But yeah, like, an upvote is worth 1 point, and a comment is worth 1 point, but if you do both, it's worth 4 points in the algorithm. Also, please subscribe. I mean, I just want to hit 100,000 so bad. I'm at 51,000, so I appreciate everyone that's done that. It really does make me happy, and I read all your comments. I make a video every single day, so please check that out. Sorry to have to rant so damn much in this video and to clear up the drama. I'm sorry. I really didn't want to have to do that in these videos, but these people just won't stop with the doxing and the harassing and the threats in-game. They've been doing it in-game and in Discord. I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying that this YouTuber is the one doing it. His fan base may or may not be the one doing it. It could be someone from Albion that just hates my guts trying to stir trouble between the two of us. I don't know the trolls' reasons for this stuff. But anyway, guys, I really do appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow. And I'm going to jump off a cliff in the video game and get this broccoli. And when my character hits the ground, maybe that'll be the end of the video. So see you tomorrow, guys. Woo! And boot.